Today I am patching knee holes in jeans with a denim patch. Here is a DIY tutorial to fix holes in jeans with fabric patches with easy to follow steps. I start by unpicking the side seam with my seam ripper, and I make sure to do it a little bit below the hole and above the hole. First I undo the straight running stitch, and next is the surge stitch. Both stitches need to be removed to gain access to that huge hole in the knee. Okay, this is good. Now I'm gonna grab myself a piece of denim fabric. This will become my patch that I'm gonna attach to these jeans. As you can see, denim fabric stretches one way, but it doesn't the other way. So pay attention to those fibers and match them with your jeans just to make sure you do a good job. Cut your patch bigger than the existing hole just to make sure that fabric patch will cover entirely that huge hole. Then trim any loose threads and even out the fabric, and let's move on to my sewing machine, and I will secure the raw edges of that fabric patch with a zigzag stitch. Okay, this looks great. Next, I'm gonna remove any loose threads from that damaged area in the jeans. Then I turn the jeans inside out. It is important to remember that when sewing on a fabric patch to a jeans, you want to apply the right side of the patch to the wrong side of the jeans. I like to use double-sided fusing tape for extra durability and to keep my denim patch and the jeans in place while later on I will be sewing. But this fusing tape, it really holds on strong and keeps that patch in place. Carefully cut the fusing tape to fit the fabric patch, then apply it directly to the jeans damaged knee area and cover it with the denim patch. Make sure to apply the right side of the patch to the wrong side of the jeans. Wear and tear adds character to a pair of jeans, but if the holes bother you too much, it's time to fix it. Okay, this is good. Now with the right temperature settings on your iron, press down and steam it if you have to, but do make sure not to have any fusing tape sticking out, because that would stick to your iron and you don't want that to happen. Okay, that looks very good. It's beautifully attached, and I can move on to the next step now, which is to grab myself thread and a needle with a matching color thread, and I make a knot at the end of the sewing string, and let's start sewing. Start sewing from the wrong side of the fabric to the right side of the fabric. That way you will hide the sewing knot. And once you're on the right side of the fabric, I will just be like catching on to the fabric just to keep it in place, the patch, just in case if that fusing tape ever fails, then that sewing thread will keep that patch in place. And also this will be my outline for later on stitching on a sewing machine, so I know exactly how far my stitches should go. The stitch that you see me sewing over here is something similar to a whip stitch, but I do keep very small stitches on the right side of the fabric, and then they're bigger on the left side of the fabric. So this stitch kind of wraps around that hole and keeps those edges in place. Okay, so now that I am finished with this stitch, next step is to make a sewing knot. So make a loop, insert the needle through the loop and tighten that knot, and repeat that one more time if you want to, just to make sure it will not undo itself. Now I will be darning this patch with a sewing machine, which involves securing a fabric patch over a hole. I will be sewing straight stitches and then back stitches. As you can see me here, I adjusted the sewing machine to show you the back stitches, but for some reason my camera zoomed out only on that button that presses the back stitch. And however, if your machine is not equipped with the back stitching feature, you can go ahead and sew straight running stitch, then turn your fabric 180 degrees, repeat the same process, and then keep turning and stitching and darning that hole until you cover the entire damaged area. Okay, this looks very good. To finish off this repair, I have to close that big opening that I created at the beginning of this tutorial, that open side seam. So I'm stitching that side seam back with the straight running stitch, and remember to back stitch at the beginning and the end of the stitch. And then the second finishing step, secure the raw edges of the fabric by zigzagging the side stitch. If you do have a serge machine, you can go ahead and use a serge machine. Okay, this is finished, looking awesome. Finally, trim off any loose threads and press it down with an iron if you want to. As always, please remember to like this video, share it, and subscribe for more content. And I'll see you next time. Bye now.